Race, you got all your sips of water finally?
One more.
Race, it's rule 1. Can you hide the mic when you're going to...
Oh, Race.
You just tortured them. So, Race, you are back in St. Joe, Michigan. What is it like being back in not Purdue?
Back home, you mean?
Yeah.
No, not Purdue.
Not Purdue.
How is it like not in Purdue?
It's great.
Does it feel like when you're back, and friendly reminder, for everyone out there, Race is not a podcaster. Race, you need to hold up the microphone when you're talking, and you want to keep it right in front of your mouth.
But what's too close?
There is no too close.
Around this, if you want to just look, this is around the best.
Okay, got it.
So
I'm a pro. I'm a pro now.
It doesn't seem like it.
So what I'm saying is, you used to be a small town boy.
Yeah.
And now you're in Boilermaker City.
I'm in
What
the
they call the
now.
Big Apple.
No, that's
the Big Apple.
That's
Purdue.
Close, but not quite.
I mean, Purdue has. I mean, wasn't it like 50,000 people?
I think it's closer to 40. I know, big difference, but it's not.
1 point.
It's not
Minus 1
as.
point.
It's not as big as you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when you're there for the first time, you're a little overwhelmed with
Oh yeah.
like how much there is and everything. But after a week of being there, I saw like the same people every day.
Oh, so
like,
it's not
like it's not like a huge city as like other colleges are. I know places like U of M. That's where a lot of my friends go, and it's literally in the city of Ann Arbor, and it's pretty crazy. Like there's a lot there, so it's not the same.
So being back in the small town is
it a nice?
Is it like you like not? I mean, you said you're seeing all the same people, so really it's like you're in a small town in Purdue. Is that what I'm kind of hearing from?
Yeah, but it's not the same atmosphere. Obviously, we live in a pretty rural place. Like you're in the city 1 second, and then you cross south of us. It's just cornfields, soybean fields.
Very true.
So, it's not the same atmosphere, and honestly, I prefer it here. It's not my kind of.
So you are a little city boy.
Are you homesick?
City boy. Yes.
Are you homesick?
I get very homesick.
Well,
sometimes.
so I mean,
That's
Race
okay.
and I.
Thanks.
The last time I saw Race, I was at Purdue's first football game.
Yes.
And I saw Race. I mean, there's like 100,000 people there. I was with my girlfriend at a Purdue game. Her family's very kind to invite me to go. Race, this is a
that's
little
really
embarrassing,
embarrassing.
okay?
Sorry. I was
Luke,
Okay.
you should feel super embarrassed right
I'm
now.
not embarrassed. I like my girlfriend, okay? I'm not embarrassed.
Good.
I was,
Cooties.
I was at Purdue, and I see Race coming up on his board. And all I remember
what
is
board?
it's
I'm a skateboarder now.
Whoa.
no, but it's like a longboard skateboard.
It's a cruiser board.
It's like
a
it's
cruiser
like
board.
basically if this board could talk, it would say, I
I'm
like
cool.
to skateboard, but I'm too scared of normal wheels, so I use longboard wheels.
Okay, actually,
All right,
I was
right now I'm picturing a really long skateboard.
No. Skateboard, the board part, or the wheels of a longboard. So
Yeah,
big
cruiser
chunk-
board.
Big
Exactly.
chunks.
But
That's epic.
I was kind of wondering if this was gonna get brought up because you guys don't know about my accident, do you?
Whoa.
No, I
Break
didn't.
it to us.
Whoa,
Have
whoa,
you
whoa.
seen this?
I saw that and I was wondering.
I
what
did.
it
I was just like battle scar.
No, I had quite an experience must have been about a month ago now. It was a Friday, and I use the skateboard to get cruiser board. Sorry,
Yeah.
cruiser
Please
board.
use
Baby
the correct
boy.
terminology.
I use the cruiser board to get around places on campus. Obviously not now because it's snowing, but when the weather was nicer, I was like zooming around. It was super efficient, and it was a Friday, and I just got out of class. And I was cruising down the main street. The main street, it's this nicely paved thing. They shut down the entire road so people can just ride their boards on it, basically.
Whoa.
And bike, obviously. They're bike lanes.
If
but
you bike, get out.
yeah.
This is only a board. This
This
is
is
a board-only road.
This is
Exactly.
a SKATE only club.
Skateboard club.
Yeah. Skate.
You were like,
Okay,
I don't think Luke would spell that
okay,
right.
let me continue though. So
Okay.
I was cruising down that, and I'll admit I didn't wear a helmet
Oh.
before. So that was
Safety
my,
rule number one:
that was
wear
my
a
first
helmet.
mistake.
Yeah.
That was my first mistake.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah. And second mistake, I was on my phone. Which,
Oh.
You were
Safety
okay.
rule number 2: no
You were
boarding
on your
and
phone skateboarding.
Yes. No. Okay. Again, just to clarify, I was calling someone I was scrolling through my phone to call someone, and right as I did that, do you know it's kind of like a manhole, but like
oh my gosh,
no, but like
pothole?
the smaller, but like the smaller ones.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that they have like gas pipes in and everything. Mm-hmm. There was one of those on the street, but it didn't have the whole like the cover on it, and I didn't see it. So I was flying. It was like a little like decline.
Oh my!
I was flying down that, and all of a sudden, like, my board just stops, and I thought like, well, I didn't think. I just flew, slammed my head face first into the concrete.
Jeez.
I have a picture. I don't know. Am I allowed to show you guys a picture?
Sure. You can show us the picture, and then
we'll decide if
we'll send it.
It's
is it a little graphic?
Yeah, here, I'll show you.
We'll decide if it's safe for the podcast viewers or not.
I have a feeling it won't be.
Oh wow, I'm ready for brains.
Well, number one, when it comes to skateboards, Sam anytime Sam and I are on the road doing something, we're not gonna. Whoa, you are dripping blood. Yeah, we're not gonna be showing.
Yeah, it's a little.
Just imagine.
nasty.
Yeah, just imagine like someone did exactly what Race did.
Imagine someone fell off their skateboard.
Ooh,
that's it. Imagine
skaters. Number one rule of skaters is don't fall off your board.
But I feel like every good skater has a story like that to tell.
So now you've got your battle scars
I've got
from
my
skateboarding.
I don't know if like the viewers
Are you a
can see
tier?
it,
What does that make you? A tier 2 skateboarder?
Yeah, no, maybe even tier 3.
You bumped him up to tier.
But
whoa, how do you grind rails?
I do. No.
I was gonna say on the cruiser. I was gonna ask on the cruiser. You're grinding.
Well, do you take your board every day in Purdue?
Not
classes?
anymore. I'm kind of scared to now.
Oh yeah, PTSD.
That's understandable.
I got a helmet.
That's understandable.
I got a helmet. I got my first ambulance ride experience.
Oh my!
Walk me through the. So I've never been in an ambulance, and I've never been.
Well, I was a little like I had. Like, you know, when you cut your head open, like, you start bleeding a lot because that's, like, it just happens. And so I was kind of, like, delirious at the time. Like, I was kind of like, whoa, where am I? What am I doing? This dude called me. No, he didn't call me.
Wait,
some guy came over to me after I fell, and he was like, yo, dude, are you okay? I have a first aid kit. And then other people are crowding around me, and all of a sudden I hear someone say, call 911, and I'm like, no, I'm fine. He's like, no, you gotta get stitches, and I'm like, no, it's fine. And then all of a sudden, across campus, I hear these sirens starting to go off, and I'm like, that better not be for me. And they're like, that's for you. And then these people come onto the road that's not really a road for cars, and they're just driving down the middle of it. All the bikers are like parting, and I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Do you guys know the app Yik Yak?
No.
Okay, it's basically this really weird social media app that people use, and like if in like specific cities, there's like zones that like Yik Yaks are in, and I got this text message in a big group chat that I'm in of like all these friends.
Wait, is Yik Yak where you say a word and it shows up in the area?
I don't know. I don't have the app. I just know of it.
Can you give me a brief description of what the app is?
It's really like messed up. Like people it's anonymous. People like writing things in.
Look, I think Ilo showed me this.
One
of the people, Race and I, one of our friends that we work with, and Sam's friend, didn't work with us, but still a friend.
Yeah,
he showed an app like that.
Yeah, so that was
what that was.
So they text me a screenshot of it, and it just says on the app, "Yo, does anyone know why there's ambulances on 3rd Street, which was the street that got like that I was on?" And someone said, someone fell off their skateboard. Looks really bad. Hope he's okay.
Oh no.
So that was, people are looking out for you.
So I was basically a celebrity.
Wow. That's got to feel like your moment.
Yeah. And then so I get put into the ambulance, and they're just driving. I had tons of like medical students in the ambulance with me, and they were just asking me like what I was doing. I was like, yeah, I just fell, and I didn't know at the time. I thought I tripped over a rock.
Oh, so you didn't even realize it was.
Yeah.
How did you come to find out that?
I rode past it another day, and I was like, that's what I tripped
over. That's the thing.
That's what I
have to remember that forever.
Yeah. Never take that route again.
Yeah.
But okay, so kind of getting back on the track of, you take your board to class.
Yeah.
Now, what is your class schedule Monday through Friday?
My schedule is pretty insane considering.
Well, yeah, give kind of because you're taking not an easy course.
No. So Purdue University is known for its engineering, basically, and it's very academically rigorous. So there's a lot of a lot of hard work that needs to be put into it just to maintain like decent grades. And coming from me, like I was a good student in high school.
Race is being kind right now.
Race
is a genius. Race is extremely hard worker.
Entirely.
Race, actually, before you get into that, I want to just say, Race is my manager.
I was your boss, yeah.
And let me just say,
so weird.
I didn't know this.
Nothing
That's
but
so weird.
You did know this. I've told you Race is the manager multiple
Oh,
times.
yeah.
You might have just zoned.
I forgot.
That's a little -1.
Now we're back on even ground. I -1 from the start. You -1. All right. Even
Wait,
ground.
what was my -1?
I don't remember. What was your -1?
I don't -1 you. I only -1 you.
I -1 earlier on, but
Now we're even. But I just want to say Race is, I mean, he obviously has earned more than, I mean, Pretty is where you're supposed to be for what he's doing. But Race is an extremely
Race
good
is
artist.
blushing.
No, but like if there's something, like a lot of people do things and I feel like people always go half, like you can give half, like giving half effort for things. But I don't think I've ever seen Race not give full effort on something.
Oh, well, thanks. I definitely do give half effort sometimes.
Right.
Race, you could have just taken the compliment and ran.
Like, I don't know why. In my mind, I'm like, so I grew up with Race too. Well,
Yeah,
our relationship's a little interesting.
Yeah.
Because it was like we were super close.
And then I broke your arm, remember? I told you to do the Superman on the bouncy house.
Oh my gosh, I forgot you told me to do that.
I knew that he broke his
I've been
arm.
telling people I did the Superman. I forgot you told me.
I told you to
Whoa,
do
this
the
has been
Superman.
on Race's mind forever, and he just broke it to him.
I didn't
This
know
is
that.
groundbreaking. I thought Luke had broke his own arm.
No. I'm gonna take back all
I
of
take
it.
credit for that. And then I remember you just straight up left after that. Like you left the school district.
Well, so
Race
it
just feels
wasn't.
awful.
not for that reason.
Yeah.
I know that, but
I
I just
thought
think it's funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So I did the Superman in 4th grade, where you put out both your arms in the bounce house, and
Yeah, and he
elbow
fell on his arm.
snap.
Yeah,
I did not know, but I'll
Well,
just
this
try
was
to.
just
I'll just try to ignore
groundbreaking.
that, so I don't.
yeah.
get
That's kind of besides the point.
Yeah, that doesn't even matter.
That's just
but-
a side note.
Okay, so Race and I grew up together, and we had gang wars in
Yes.
kindergarten. And don't take this lightly. This was legit.
They were real.
Like
They were real.
the cartel, the mafia.
And I've heard about these throughout the
I
ages.
spit on them. Now, if you're part of that and you're listening, I'm just kidding.
No, but seriously, like we hated each other.
Oh, it
I
was
remember
like-
it was like intense.
Well, I remember for some reason very well. So I don't know. Obviously, probably not listening. Cage Davidson
Yeah.
was my arch nemesis.
Well, how did
I
this
still,
all
when I
start?
see him, I'm like,
You just glare.
"What's
at
up?"
him.
I'm like,
You're
"You want to fight right now?" But I don't want to fight. But do you want to?
How did this all begin?
Well, so it's always. I mean, when elementary, whoever's fast is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
For some reason,
fast is like
Race was
dominant.
fast, but he was the second in command.
Yeah.
Cage was literally a bullet.
Cage was like the Flash.
I felt like you guys in Star Wars references were the Empire,
Yeah.
the evil. I felt like you guys were evil, and I was this rebel. I feel like my crew was made up of rebellious, the people that were. I feel like my crew was weaker. Like you guys had, I mean, no one will make. I'm about to say names, but everyone that would not make sense to anyone. So
Yeah.
basically, it was like they had. I mean, their second in command could be the leader of the a third group. That was
Yeah.
Race. So they were this ultimate
I should
speedster
have done
team.
that. I should have done that. I should have.
We
broken
carry, yeah. I was like, why is Race second in command? I was thinking about this strategically. We had different kind of like bases throughout the playground.
Yeah.
I remember the Rocket was a main. I don't know if that was a meeting place. All I remember is we carried around pencils sometimes. I know we threw rocks, but the
So
funny,
this was actual battles.
Yeah,
no,
we were like-
it was no. The battles were run, stop in a pile. We're like, what are you doing here? And then we would run away. But in that, it was like recess is going down. It was like most kids are like, I want to be team leader of this game. We're like, I'm gonna shank you with this pencil.
Yeah. No. Seriously. Yeah. That was intense.
But do you remember one day, and we would chase. If like it would be like 2-on-1 sometimes, like hey, that kid's going.
my
That kid's
gosh.
going to pick grass. Go get him.
Yeah.
And it'd be like you go. It's literally like a drive-by. So one time this kid's chasing me, and I'm running, and I'm juking him, and I'm running, and I don't know if I did this on purpose, but I ran him into a windowsill.
What?
I don't think I did it
How?
on purpose. We're running on the sidewalk, and I turn a harsh corner, look back, and then bullet. And I completely just did a swift little ninja dodge, and he's going, boom, clothesline. And he completely gets clothesline. He's bleeding. Everyone's like, what happened? I'm like, Mess with me, bro. You mess with the gang.
Messing with the wrong gang.
You mess with Luke's gang.
No, okay, so similarly to you, I remember I was being chased by this kid once, and all of a sudden I was like, no, I'm not gonna let someone chase me like that. So I turned around on him and I started sprinting in circles around him as fast as I could, kicking up. We had like the pea gravel. Like,
Oh my gosh, you were actually just the Flash.
Yeah, I know. And I started kicking up pea gravel. The kid literally swallowed
What?
rocks
gosh.
and started crying.
What in the world is this?
And I got told on, and I remember I had to sit like on the wall for that recess because I made a kid swallow rocks.
That's hilarious. You literally did an absolute juke. It must have been one of my lower tiers.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. Yeah, it was one of your little henchmen.
But I had Zach Griffinius.
Yeah.
And he was my second in command, and he was not you. He was not as fast as you. It was kind of like, I kind of knew. And I was like, I think I know we're weaker. And going through this, I was like, when we fight and attack each other, I think we'll lose. So I have to strategically run kids into windowsills to take them out. And if you're the kid that got run into a windowsill, number one, that's your fault. Number two, I'm not sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Wow, that is intense.
It went down at Stewart Elementary.
I've heard about the gangs, but not that in depth.
Oh yeah,
that is
I
intense.
can't think of any other specific. Well, so let me keep going with our childhood. After that, first grade, then Race and I were like best friends.
Yeah,
we used to play
weird.
Hero Factory, hang out.
Remember,
Oh
we
my
got
gosh,
the
Hero
same
Factory.
first grade teacher, so we were like, oh. My arch enemy is in the same class. Let's just become best friends now.
We're like, let's just we're just friends now.
Yeah.
And the one thing I remember is you had the finger. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah, I felt
it got to a point. Yeah,
I
Race
felt
would
so bad
go
about
up
that.
to people.
No, you know what?
It would go up to me, and like, I think
that was when I took over. I was like, you know what? I'm sick of being second in command. I'm going to become the leader.
Yeah, because oh my gosh. So Race would literally take his finger and just go like that and do a jab.
Oh my!
And I remember getting jabs to a point. I'm pretty sure I went home and I was like, "Mom, I don't know what to do." Race,
you told on me.
Yeah, I did, and it set you straight. I'm like, I'm the leader. I'm going to the ops. I'm going to talk to him, and I had to set Race straight because the finger was pretty much like putting a gun up to my.
Yeah,
that's so funny. That's like knowing like a pressure point in elementary school.
Race wrestled. So you had an immediate advantage. Like when I knew in my head, I was like, I mean, I'm not the person that's like, let's fight. But I was like, if it comes down to it, Race is gonna break my neck. Yeah, that was what in first grade. Those are my. I mean,
if you messed up,
when you grow up in a gang in kindergarten, you can't just expect to live life normally. So. I mean, that's why Race got into Purdue. It's because he...
Is that what started this conversation?
I don't know how we got here.
It was just you guys talking about...
And now we're back to Purdue.
Yeah, perfect.
So then there was that time... There's when Race basically broke my elbow because he sabotaged me. Was that a sabotage?
That was such a bomb.
Was that a fourth grade? Was that like a whisper in the ear like, hey... I think you should go do that move on the bounce house. I hope you don't get hurt.
It was actually...
And then I get hurt, and then you overthrow me.
The gangs were still going on. You just didn't know.
I just didn't know. I was one step behind.
You were in a gang,
ahead.
but you just didn't know. And he sabotaged and destroyed the gang.
He got hurt. I'm a little heartbroken.
Okay.
So, hey, you know what? We have good blood now. Like
now we're good.
We're nice.
I literally, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have worked at Freedom Boat Club though, because that's bad blood. Well, then so it kind of got. But we knew each other. Wait, so did we start doing YouTube together before Freedom?
Yes. So I don't know who follows my kind of story.
Give a little background on your channel.
Yeah. Before,
and then I'll kind of tie that into like how we started like intertwining again in our lives. So basically, I started YouTube just kind of like me and my friend Austin Haas. We were like really close in 7th grade actually. We started a YouTube channel called Austin and Race. And you guys know Austin and Race.
Oh yeah. We did.
We followed that.
We just did like funny skits, whatever we wanted to post really. It wasn't too serious. And I remember through that we were we were the big hot shot YouTubers at our high school. But then we heard of Suka and we were like Suka, and we looked him up, and it was Luke and Sam. And I was like, no way they have more subscribers than us. And I was low key, like I was mad. I was like,
oh, Race.
I was a little upset. I was like,
Race, we get mad at everyone.
Yeah. so I
competition.
Any competition.
I went to go confront you guys, and then it ended up just me texting you guys. And I was like, hey, you want to make a video together sometime?
Confronting.
And then we're like,
hey, you want to work
awesome.
together?
Yeah, and then we never did. And then, like me and Austin, we fell off. Not in a bad way. Like we're still close, but we stopped making videos. And then I kind of went on my own solo venture to create the human race, which is what I post on today. And I feel like we didn't really do anything like physically. There were talks about us doing stuff way before the human race existed, but once the human race actually existed, I think the first thing we ever did was actually exploring that abandoned hospital together.
I got it rolling.
Yeah. And yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
so it must have been after you worked for me.
Yeah, it was.
Well, we worked together at the time.
Yeah, I think you had Freedom Boat Club. You were there before me.
Yeah.
Oh, because I didn't know you worked there. I got it through Ray, which was one of the boss, I guess you could say, just to make it simple. Maybe I did. I can't remember. And then we're like, oh, what's up? And then right away we're like, all right.
No, and it was, honestly, whenever I worked with you, it was like, oh, yes, I'm working with Luke. We can talk about film stuff
the entire time. It would be like 3 hours straight just going.
We had so much downtime, and when we had downtime, we cleaned boats. But me and Luke, we just went from boat to boat, pretending we were like, cleaning, and just talking about like, oh, what if we did this? What if we did that?
We're like, cool. It's probably cool if we go to space. That's probably a good idea.
No, very ambitious ideas,
and that's still gonna happen.
Yeah,
but so I guess you were gonna tie it in somehow, but now I'm confused. How are you?
Oh, I was just gonna say like I met. We
met again. How we met again
through YouTube, really.
But so what I think everyone would love to hear from you is your channel is you adventuring, but your actual adventures are like things no one really does.
Yeah, no. Actually, that is I've kind of been going through some philosophical change like regarding my YouTube channel, which sounds kind of cheesy, but like I want to kind of know what I'm doing when I'm going out to make a video. I like having a set goal in mind, and I feel like more so recently I've realized that there are a lot of things that people don't do but would love to do, but they're too scared to do it. If that makes sense. Like for example, what I've done in the past is urban exploring, which is basically going to abandoned buildings,
like local,
semi-local.
Well, you took a big trip.
Yeah, I took a big trip over like 2 summers ago, just basically living out of a car and exploring abandoned buildings. And through that, I realized that people like that stuff because they like watching it, they like experiencing it through kind of like a medium.
Yeah, like a safety net.
They don't have. Yes, it's a safety net, exactly. And like I appreciate that, but at the same time, I want to use my channel to kind of encourage other people to go out there and realize that not everything has to be experienced through a screen nowadays.
That's awesome.
But at the same time, keep watching my videos.
You're like, all right, don't stop watching my videos, but also go explore.
Yeah. No, and it's really cool because like I have met a decent amount of people and grown closer with more people because of my exploring. Like I remember Nathan Bleed. He's in a lot of my videos, and I mean we were close before, but then we went on that big trip we were talking about a few minutes ago, up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and we lived a week in his car, and it was kind of crazy, honestly. Like we didn't really know where we were going. We didn't know where we were staying every night, and it just grew our bond closer. So doing things with other people that aren't necessarily fun in the moment, but later on they're fun to look back on, it really helps grow relationships with other people that I've realized. And that's just something that I've realized through that.
Is there something that like draws you to the like adventures that you go on?
Yes, adrenaline. Like
you're an adrenaline junkie?
Yes, to an extent. Like if I see like like something tall, I want to climb it. Like
that's pretty simple.
I've looked at
tall thing I like to climb.
No, seriously, like if you go onto my channel and watch some of my videos, you'll see like and honestly, I don't think I've climbed enough. Like I see so many things and I'm like, I want to climb that. Like that's my first thought.
Whoa, but do you mean climb physically or climb mentally?
Both.
Like it's a double. And you mentioned something. You said not fun in the moment, but fun after.
Yes, something.
So that's not fun while it doesn't feel necessarily fun in certain moments. Are you specifically talking? Like I've followed all of the human race.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm talking from a different perspective. But you took the big backpacking trip.
Yeah.
And as you saying, like in the moment that wasn't necessarily fun, but it's fun to look back at.
Are you talking about the trip?
The backpacking.
Yeah, with like Young Life.
Summer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So over the summer, I went on a backpacking trip, which was different from the other trip I was talking about.
And that wasn't fun in the moment?
That was okay. There are times when it's fun. You know when like you're miserable, but then you look to the person next to you and they're also miserable, and you say like a joke or something, and they're just like, yeah, like, and they start laughing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like. I remember it was our last day of that hiking trip, and we knew we were gonna get rain, so we were like, let's hurry back, let's get to a campsite and just stop and like get our tents and stay in the tents until the storm passes. We did not make it, and it started raining.
That sucks. Setting up a tent in the rain
it was
sucks.
Pouring on us. We didn't set up the tent. Everyone else, there were 4 others on the trip with me, and everyone else was just standing there in the pouring rain, just kind of accepting it. I had a thermal blanket, like those space blankets.
Yeah.
I had one of those in my backpack, so I threw it over me. I had a box of animal crackers, and I was just sitting there like. And I recorded it. Like there's a scene in one of my, and I think it was in the last part of my hiking trip videos. And it's me underneath the blanket. I can't tell if it's sweat or like tears or like rain. I'm just soaking wet, and I'm just looking at the camera. You can see it in my eyes. Like I have like sunken in eyes, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here anymore. But looking back on it, it was so much fun. I wish I could go back there and do it again.
Yeah.
And so everyone knows, we'll link Race's channel, obviously, in the description. I don't know if you're following us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, but this is also a YouTube video. If you want to see Race's beautiful face, you can come check out YouTube.
Yes.
We're not going to show that picture from earlier, so don't be
looking
for that.
That's not his beautiful face.
That's not. Yeah, that's when it gets messed up. But you can follow and watch what Race is doing on these certain, like, it'll make a lot more sense if you go back and watch those.
I can't remember. Did you ever? So you said you guys didn't set the tent up.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like we
never set the tent up. We were at the beginning of that day. We were it might have been 17 miles out from the van. So
okay.
We spent 2 days hiking out, and then we hit a turnaround point, and we started heading back to the van because we couldn't stage vehicles at that point. It was a complicated thing, but basically, we were 17 miles from our final destination. And we were planning on doing those 17 miles over a 2-day period. And then we heard the rain was coming, and we were like, okay, we're going to set up the tents. So we missed that deadline. Like we got dumped on by the rain. And then once the rain passed, we were soaking wet, miserable. We just didn't want to sleep in our tents again because that would have been miserable as well. So we basically said, like, all right, let's suck it up. Let's hike the rest of these 17 miles. I think at that point we were 9 miles in, so we had like 6 more miles. Our feet were wet. I had blisters all over my feet. They were bleeding. I was in sandy hiking shoes, and like they were soaking wet. And actually, I lost feeling in my right toes. I still can't feel my big toe to this day.
Actually?
To this day. It was June. And so July, August, September, October, November, 5 months later, I still can't feel right here. I don't have feeling in my right toe.
Yeah.
So
wait, so Sam, you're saying Is this because you're relating on your?
I am.
Well,
it happened to me.
Well, so Sam's somewhat of an adventurer himself, Race.
Okay.
I enjoy.
And I wonder, Race, if you would quiz Sam on certain adventure, is there certain skills that you learn while adventuring? You're like if Sam started setting up his tent, you're like, Wrong. Like, would you? Or I feel like adventuring is one of those things that's like, yes, you can get good at adventuring, but it's all about how daring you are.
Yeah. No. I mean, I've definitely challenged myself in the past, like seeing how extreme circumstances I can put myself in until like I'm unbearably uncomfortable and I can't do it anymore and I have to tap out. But if there's one thing I've learned through like those things, it's that there's no one like perfect way of doing things. So if we take the example of setting up the tent that you just said, if you're setting up a tent, there's no perfect way to set up a tent. I mean, obviously, if it looks terrible, if there's just one pole sticking up and like you can't even get into it.
There's a wrong way, but there's no perfect.
There's no perfect way. Yeah. There are a few techniques like starting a fire. There's so many different ways you can start a fire.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy how many ways you can start a fire. But like it's just like experience. Yeah, you just need to be experienced enough to know what to do in certain circumstances. Especially like emergency circumstances, like if you run out of food, like what are you gonna do if you can't start a fire and it's
just
raining
go hunting.
out and you're
just
freezing?
go hunting.
Yeah, I mean, you just make weapons.
I don't know adventure, but just go hunting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I play Minecraft. I know.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I know you do.
So, Sam, when you hiked, did you hike in the mount? Where did you?
So I hiked when I did my backpacking trip.
Mm-hmm.
Same like people, not group, but same like organization. Did that backpacking trip that I was on, that you were on.
Yeah.
We went to British Columbia.
Okay, you were a part of I heard stories about that group. Yeah. So.
From Phil?
Yeah, from Phil.
Yeah.
The
Phil,
butter, right?
Phil's well, I'll tell one quick story from it.
Well, kind of. So it was like.
It was a 5-day backpacking trip in British Columbia.
Yours was 4.
Mine was technically 6 days. I got lazy and didn't film for 2 of those days.
Oh, because there's only 4 videos.
Yeah,
that's why in my head I'm like, there's only 4.
Yeah. No,
ours
was.
Yeah, ours was 3 days up. Wait, so you said you went 2 days out?
So basically, we got there on day 1, hiked a bit. And then second day we got up, hiked a bit more. Third day we got there, and then started hiking back. Fourth day we got up, finished.
Yeah.
And then the 5th day we actually went down to Timberwolf.
Oh, fun.
Where we got our gear from.
That's fun.
And we stayed the night there.
Oh, I bet that was nice.
It's a whole other crazy story. I'll tell you guys after the podcast about it. It just doesn't really fit, but yeah.
That's probably smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so my backpacking trip was through Mount Alberta. That was the mountain's name.
Where are we at? Are we in?
It's like, okay.
Where are we at?
It's in British Columbia, which is off
the
coast of Canada. It's a bunch of islands.
Okay,
and there's like, where we were, there was like probably like 10 different islands with each a mountain on it. And they sent each group to a different mountain. And it was rain season during that time. So we hiked up, and that was a 3-day. And we had 2 days to get back down. Hiked back down the first day. That was fun. We got to like sled down on our butts. It was fun. It was kind of scary.
So yours was warmish and then got cold, right?
It was freezing in the night, but it was warm in the day, yeah.
And yours was
warm then freezing because we were in a mountain.
So same thing. So you guys had same
We were
weather.
in the tundra. Actually, that's not what it's called. What is it? The glacier?
Yeah, like.
Hey, Nature Boy, what's it called?
Yeah, Nature Boy, what's it called?
No, don't do that to me. Don't do that.
Wait, adventurers are nature boys.
Yeah, in a way.
Nature Boy, what's this plant? Can I start doing that? FaceTime you? Race,
hey, what's this plant? Will it kill me if I eat it?
Yeah, you're like, I don't do that.
But the one part Luke was saying, butter,
I don't. This story's intense.
So it was rain season, like I said, and it had been like pretty bad circumstances up, and then on our way back down, it had been raining all day. We had to like go down a ton of muddy, like paths. So we were like sliding down and like getting like really wet. Our food was wet when we were eating it, and then we get down, and there's a part where there's like a small little creek that we're supposed to like walk through, and then we're about like 5 miles away from camp, so that next day we'd barely have to walk.
Yeah.
But what happened was, since it was rain season, that creek had turned into a
Like
rapids.
a river, yeah.
Yeah, so we couldn't pass it safely. And, like, we're standing there for, like, 30 minutes all in a line of, like, 15 of us. And what happened was they're, like, on the walkies with the people back at, like, the headquarters. They're like, we can't pass. They're like, all right, you've got to retrek your entire day. But up. So we had been going. And we'd been
going downhill the entire
and
day.
we'd been, what's it called when you go through, like, the really thick brambles? There's a word for it, but, like, we were going through, like...
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Charting the course.
Yeah, we're...
Sorry, I dabble in vocabulary from nature kids.
Yeah, Luke dabbles in nature, boy. But, so we had to go up and search. We had to, like, hike back up, like, 2 or 3 miles.
Wait, sorry. Was there, like, a specific, like, spot where you had to set up?
No, we had
like...
to find a spot.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't anywhere good, like
no,
where you were.
No.
Okay.
So we're trudging through. It's raining still. It's like 30 degrees. We're all exhausted, and we finally like reach, or like it's like pitch black, and we're still hiking. We have our headlamps on. We're getting lost, like because if you like fall behind at all, you can't see the person in front of you.
Yeah.
So like you can't see anything. And then they all stop and they're like, "All right, guys. We need to get you some food because otherwise you're in danger."
Oh, my gosh.
And so I'm lactose intolerant like it's been established before.
But you didn't know at the time, right?
No, I did because I had told them and I got like half the food and it sucked. Every meal I got half the food because half the food was just cheese, like block of cheese.
Oh, thank goodness I didn't go on that trip. I'm anti-cheese. I don't know what the hand means.
But so what the deal was is they had like margarine or like butter. It wasn't like milk butter. Because I was able to eat it, but
I thought it was a stick of butter.
Oh, it basically was.
Oh boy.
So
wait, you were just eating a stick of butter?
I'll get there.
Okay.
So what happened was they give probably like two tablespoons worth of butter, but for most people they cover it in hot chocolate powder, so it's easier to eat.
Yeah.
The hot chocolate powder had milk powder in it, so I couldn't have it. And what happened was I had to just take the butter down, like 2 tablespoons full of just raw butter down. I tried one time to go just fully raw just the butter down. And I've got somewhat of a sensitive gag reflex. I wouldn't say it's like if I brush my tongue, I throw up, but like I could not get that down.
Well, yeah, you got to have mentally to get that down.
No, butter is not easy to.
No,
just
butter's disgusting to eat on your.
I'm not even a big fan of butter in general. I'm not a butter on my toast guy, but I'm also not a cheese guy. So stay blessed.
Maybe just the milk family's not for you.
The milk family is not for me, but the family that is for me is the gang family, the mafia. Been watching a lot of Sopranos. Okay, yes, I do feel like I'm in the mafia sometimes.
So I try like.
Joke race, okay. I'm laughing.
So I tried like 2 or 3 times to get it down. And at this point, as gross as this sounds, my throat just feels fully lubricated and I feel ready to throw up.
Oh, that's so gross.
I don't think that sounds normal in any context.
I don't think you can say that in any context.
No, except for here.
Yeah.
Except for here.
But so then I was with my friend Joey Lake, and so I'm like, he's like, this is disgusting. He just is looking at me in disgust because I'm like, and just like throwing it up every time because it gets down to like my atom, like beyond my Adam's apple, and it just goes right back up.
Oh, that's
so then I just have to like
awful.
chug water. And you're like, don't chug water or you'll throw up. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw up if I eat this butter anymher. So I have
the butter.
It was awful.
Yeah.
But I want.
Well, you got hurt too.
Yeah. So
was this a burn or what?
So
it's a thorn or something.
yeah.
Right?
So when I was saying we trudged through like really thick,
like brush.
Yeah, like brush. Is it brush? No, I don't know. But what happened was I think I was allergic to something in the bush.
Oh yeah.
And I had a horrible allergic reaction. Now, I'm not going to show this on the podcast because it is disgusting. But I will show Race what my leg looked like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, maybe if
I thought you were like, I got poked by a little needle. And
No.
like,
Yeah.
I got
Oh my gosh.
a
No.
little swollen.
I had to
was
go to the I had to go to the doctor, and they gave me like enough
Oh
sleeping medicine where I slept for like 24 hours
Did it like hurt? Like, did it like, was it itchy and stuff, or like,
yeah,
what happened?
It hurt. Like it was very tight. It hurt.
That
Yeah.
part looks bad. Whoa.
It's pretty gnarly. But that's my
Ooh, I'm
biggest
sorry, that's
backpacking story.
Okay, so my turn. I was out mowing the lawn, and
I thought you were
And
gonna
I-
bring up the
no,
camping
and I was
story in our
mowing.
backyard.
and I was walking, and lots of you know the Michigan grass is just brutal. And the sun was beating down on my face, and I have horrible seasonal allergies.
Oh man, that's just
So-
awful.
I'm trying to mow the lawn, and I'm carefully mowing. As my nose starts to itch, my eyes itch.
Wow, this is hard.
I continue to mow the lawn.
You're so brave.
You poor
I
soul.
gave up half. No. I was defeated halfway through by the lawn.
But then
Then my dad finished the lawn,
Oh.
and I went inside.
I
and
thought you were gonna say
and
you
I
came
took a
back
shower.
out.
So, I mean, you guys comment what you think is more
No,
brutal.
honestly, I think your story outdoes Sam's.
Yeah, no, that's way harder. I'm sorry you had to do
Um,
that.
Butter gag and little poke. Try mowing a lawn. Stay blessed.
That's crazy. I don't know if you have
Blessed.
any pictures. Do you have any pictures of that experience? Like maybe it
I
trumps
don't.
Sam's.
I can't show the viewers. I can't even show you guys.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
alright,
that's
alright.
that's just so
Really,
much gore.
That's what you're asking for.
That's very
Really,
gory.
Yeah,
Race?
yeah, no.
I'm not going to show that.
Okay.
And that's why I'm an adventure boy.
Race, I want to circle back. We started with your class schedule, and then we fully got sidetracked.
Oh yeah, we didn't even.
I want to
hear-
know what. I don't need to know your schedule, but I want to know what classes you're taking. And can you go more into like what degree you're in?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Sam has a list of things he wants to.
I
hear from me.
forgot.
I'm gonna give you
We're
questions.
gonna need classes and all of these things. Go.
Yeah. So right now I am pursuing a degree in nuclear engineering.
Wait, I thought it was space engineering. Did you?
No, I
switch?
switched. I was gonna go aerospace, but then I was like, that's way too hard.
Well, Race, I've been telling people. I'm like, Race is in aerospace.
I've just
No.
been telling him he makes like the moon.
Yeah, Sam.
builds the
I
moon.
made
Sam,
the
well,
moon.
it's because you're in engineering. You're not learning this. First year is all
No,
basic.
first year
Yeah.
is basically an exploratory.
So
like you don't know what
but
you're doing.
Sam always is like, Race is making rocket ships.
I'm telling
Okay,
you,
no,
he's
but
gonna be
seriously,
making us
I-
rocket ships.
It was like that until like about 2 weeks ago. I kind of had like a mental breakdown. I was like,
Newsflash.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I need to know now, or else I'm going to freak out because that's just the way I am. So I spent like a few days just kind of basically torturing myself. Like, what do I want to do? Like researching like hours on end, just what degree like does what. And I've always been good with numbers and everything, so I knew I wanted to stick with engineering. Well, okay, this is gonna go a little off. I promise.
go
I'll get
wherever
back
you
on,
want.
Yeah,
though.
you go wherever you
Uh,
want, adventure
so-
boy.
Nature boy.
Okay, so yeah, but that's that kind of like I love nature and I love exploring and everything, and that's what I want to do like in the future. So my end goal is to not use my degree I end up getting. Like if I could have it my way, I would go into the woods like with nothing but like maybe like a hatchet and maybe a dog to keep me some company, and I'd just strip off my clothes and just go live in the wilderness.
This is
I
gonna
was
be-
not ready for you to strip off your clothes. Now, is this going to be
just
vlogged?
It will be vlogged.
Where can we
I
find that?
just want to go. I just want to go. Just adventure and rip my clothes off.
No, but seriously. Like,
Well, yeah, 'cause
like-
you texted
if
us.
if I could gain a big enough following, because right now, honestly, like if you look at my channel, it's
Well, yeah,
not.
you couldn't drop out of being an. I mean, for how hard you worked in high school,
Yeah.
and probably, I mean, do you feel pressure from your parents
Yes,
too? And
I do, and that's not like a bad thing necessarily. It's like they want to see me graduate college, and I'm going to do that. I don't have any like thought of dropping out unless like
what about a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay,
What about
that?
that?
Was that
Should
just
we
a
show the
little-
screenshots of that?
So going back to my schedule, I am in the ROTC program, which definitely makes my. And for those of you who don't know what ROTC is,
Yeah, for those of you who don't know.
it stands.
Yeah,
for,
just remind us.
stands for the Reserves Officer Training Corps, and it's basically a program that trains people who want to pursue bachelor's degree or like any college degree it's training them to be officers in the military. So,
which is a big thing.
Yeah,
and it's pretty big. So, the upside to that is that they will hopefully, if you get the scholarship, they'll pay for your college, and that's kind of like a major thing. So I'm just trying to think, like, financially responsible race is trying to think, what is the smartest thing for me to do? Oh, yeah, let's sell my body for the next 7 years.
I was not ready for I understand what you're saying now, but when you said it in the moment, I went somewhere else.
I'm going to sell my body and do
like,
nature vlogs all day.
I'm ripping my clothes off, doing nature vlogs, selling my body.
You just keep coming back to
Let me rephrase that. I'm legally...
Oh, it's legal.
Selling my body to
After
the
18,
United States
it's
government.
legal.
It's that's seriously what it is. So
Yeah, you're right. After 18, it is
So
legal to sell your body.
After I graduate
government.
college, I'm going to have to serve in the military for about 4 or 5 years. I'm in the Navy, so I'm minoring right now in college. I'm minoring in naval science. So on top of
Told you he was a
so
genius.
intense.
on top of nuclear engineering, I'm also minoring in naval science, which is also taking up more credits, more college credits. So
Don't you have nine? How was
so
it?
the maximum amount of credits you can have at Purdue is 18, but for some reason, like, I'm taking 20 right now, and next semester I'm taking 23. So
Wow.
Sam and I are taking 3 classes each at a community college.
Yeah.
yeah, so my schedule's a little hectic. So that's why if you go into my YouTube channel right now, there's not a lot.
Oh yeah,
Going
which
on?
is I mean,
No, that's fully understandable.
Because I'm literally
Race, you should be doing a lot more.
yeah, no.
someone's lazy.
I get up at 5 a.m. every weekday to go do my physical training with the ROTC battalion, basically, and then I have to go straight from there to my first class, and then I'm going to classes all throughout the day until the evening. Some of my classes don't get out until 5:20, so I'm going all day, and then after I get out of that class, I just have to catch up with homework to do for the next day that's due. So my
That's so intense.
my life is pretty intense and
Yeah.
very, very time consuming, like school. So
Sorry to interrupt you,
No,
but
no, I
does part of you be like, I know, so Race, I'll tell him, a couple weeks ago, you messaged Sam and I,
yeah.
and we're basically like, I want to film stuff.
Yeah.
I want to stop. You're like, Purdue is a lot for me right now.
That was during my crisis moment when I was thinking of like,
well,
what do I
Sam
wanna
and I
do?
are like,
We're like, yeah.
we're like, Race, in our mind, Race, who's going to study aerospace or is in high level. I mean, I guess I'll do nuclear engineering.
Yeah,
which
which
is
sounds
still
more intense.
right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you said that and you were like, hey guys, you're like, yeah, I was thinking about dropping out and just doing stuff. We were like, oh my gosh, we're like, is Race okay at first? We were like,
No,
we
yeah,
wonder.
no.
Yeah, we were worried
It
a
was,
little bit.
I was confused. Like I said, I was like exploring all my options, and I was thinking like, what if I did this? What if I did that? And then I was like, you know what? I gotta focus on like, what do I like love? And it was nature, documenting whatever I'm doing, basically filmmaking, and that's it. So
Out of the top 3,
So
there's 2.
basically, he wants to be Jacques Cousteau.
yeah. So then I was thinking like, who should I like? I just need to talk to someone. So I was like, I'm gonna text Luke and Sam and see how they're doing.
Because
And
I'd say Sam and I are pretty good positive reinforcement for any big idea.
Oh yeah. When he texted all this, he's like, I don't know how to feel about college, and we're like, yeah, we're going to pay you $1 billion, and you're going to make Nature Boy videos.
no, okay. So I remember where I was in my chemistry lecture. I remember I texted you.
Yeah,
guys.
you're
In
like,
my
I'm
chemistry
about
Like,
to
this
have
is more
a
important
test.
than my chemistry.
No, it was a chemistry lab. Sorry. So I'm supposed to be doing like an actual lab and like I was synthesizing polymers. Like I was extracting DNA from strawberries, and I was texting you guys about making YouTube videos. And I was like, this is more important. I don't care about
We're
this
more
lab.
important than synthesizing strawberries.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I wouldn't say, because you say filmmaking, you don't say YouTube. I don't think, and I think this is for us too, is our goal is not to be YouTuber.
No, not
It's
at
to
all.
be entertaining. And I mean, you've kind of seen, I've pretty openly shared almost all, I feel like most ideas. I mean, Sam knows it the best.
Oh, yeah.
Of how many ideas I'll cycle through a week, which is pretty much, I mean, it's a lot of things
It is
going in and out.
I mean, it's awesome. It's just like a constant stream of like creativity and dreaming.
But Race, you've seen it as well.
Yeah.
I love that you keep making hard eye contact with the camera.
No. I'm just looking at how.
Hey, guys.
Is my face supposed to be really bright on one side?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll fix it
Okay,
all.
cool.
Don't. Hey,
Okay.
Race. Look at your time.
Okay, come on. I know you guys.
If it's wrong, bummer.
Okay, so wait. So what were you saying?
You kind of seen our filmmaking passion at least, but so would your end goal in filmmaking be not to make like one really good thing? It's just to it's for you to more look back at, right?
That's
kind of what I'm hearing is you're like, I love so much, and that's what I relate to that a lot. Is because Sam and I will look back, and I mean, we're not exploring abandoned hospital, like we're seeing our past adventures, like our adventures
Your videos,
are different types of.
Like I
Everyone has
know
their
you do
individual
it. I know
experience.
you guys do it for sure because I mean I catch myself doing it all the time. Like you just look up your YouTube channel and just scroll through your videos and you're like, oh, I
No,
remember that. Let me just
definitely
watch
not.
this. I have pulled
All
up
the
like
time.
my videos on my TV before. And I've just like streamed it on the big screen.
Oh,
I'm just,
yeah.
like watching it. I'm like, hey guys, come over, watch this video. This is
Oh.
super cool.
Luke
So-
and I are always watching ourselves.
And we die laughing. We're like, we're literally
Yeah.
like so egotistical. We're like, that's so funny,
And
dude.
that's
We're
what-
so funny.
That's what like I love because like you can do it for like gaining an audience or whatever. Like I love everyone who watches my videos because like it's something to talk about and something to relate to with them. But in the end, like it's really about like what I want to have to look back on someday when I want to remember something. And eventually, yeah, like you said, I don't like if I get big, when I get big.
There you go.
When I
When?
get big, when?
I always made you. I would
I
always
know.
say when.
You always correct me. So, when I get big, I want to do something greater than YouTube. Like, I think it'd be cool to do like documentaries or whatever, or even like if it's. I'm not in front of the camera. I like being in front of the camera, but at the same time, like.
Well, yeah, you were literally talking. You're like, I love seeing new gear.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah. No, I
playing
love
with it.
like the hands-on stuff and actually making content as well. So, I can see myself doing either. I really don't know what I see in the long term, but it's definitely not. It's definitely greater than YouTube.
So when you see that, like in the future, you're looking forward and you're thinking future thoughts.
yeah.
Are you seeing yourself as more of you want to be like involved in the like process of making it and like producing it and like using the camera, or are you like
Well, you're
thinking?
saying both.
I think it'd
You
be cool.
keep
Like,
saying
you know,
both.
I mean, I know there's plenty of people out there who direct films.
And you
they're
should be
also-
doing both. I think what killed me when we were on our movie set is everyone's like, what do you want to specialize in? And
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, no. I mean, yes, you want people that are specialty in.
Yeah.
But you're not looking to be, hey, I'm going to be on set. I'm going to do my gig. I'm going to be the cinematographer. I'm going to go on and film something on a film. You're like, I want to be full in. And that's why I love talking to you about stuff, is because those people are like, it's fun to be around. They're good to have, but their scale's down here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
It bugs me when I talk to other filmmakers that their scale's down here. It's like, no, you're not going to get to where you want. Everyone's like, oh, I want to direct. And I mean, some people aren't as ambitious or
Yeah.
they're fine doing that. And something I think you could do is, you said you don't know what that end goal is. And I mean, obviously, I talk about it a lot, but Walt Disney's big inspiration.
Yeah.
And I'm reading his book on him right now, and it talks about, I mean, it's always saying, hey, finding people with their passions and dreams and turning that into something under like a big umbrella, if that kind of. And I feel there's all this. So Disney always had like the futuristic side, the like a sci-fi or cartoon or like princess stuff, like all these
Yeah,
things. But it
yeah.
also had this huge nature side,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, Nature Boy right there.
Nature Boy, Disney
could-
Nature
I'm your
Boy.
man.
I could see such a future of like, I mean, obviously Sam and I always talk about theme parks, but like designing rides or deciding,
Yeah.
like having you working with you is something I feel like it's almost a must in the
Yeah.
future.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's like I feel like no matter what in the future, like wherever like you guys go and wherever I go, we're gonna be working together somewhere.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I
it
mean,
will be.
So here's what's gonna happen. We're going to have a theme park. It's gonna have a human race exhibit, which has climbing walls and it has exploration caves.
What would be your theme park if I gave you $10 gazillion dollars? And because I'm a mathematician, I know that's real.
That's like 100
Yeah, yeah.
zeros.
if
What
I
would
if I
be-
could have
Like, what would it look like? Like, kind of give me the imagery of what it would look like. You walk in, you see what? Does it cost what? What rides are there? Is it more of like exploring?
Have you guys ever been to like Universal?
Yeah.
Like you know, like the whole like Jurassic Park theme area.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was like my child. I loved that stuff. That was my childhood.
That's
so
awesome.
Whenever I think of like a theme park being themed around me, I want like that. Like I want like rides going through like a forest.
Oh,
but
yeah.
not like synthetically made forest. Like I want to like
real tree. Like
that would be
like,
awesome.
Seriously, like take like a big chunk of the Amazon rainforest and bring it to wherever the
Easy.
Well, I'd
the
wait.
theme park.
I know a guy.
big
Do you
force
actually
field.
want my tree guy?
Yeah.
We can just use the force field where it just like picks up the ground and like moves
No,
it.
but like
Yeah, that's
I want people to experience. Like I that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. I want people to experience life not behind the screen.
And that would be something when we think about theme parks, we're always like, well, nowadays it's so hard to entertain, like dopamine, getting into like dopamine levels and stuff. It's like if you're scrolling all day, your excitement when you do the next thing is rough. Like something I've noticed is if I want to watch a movie, I try my best not to be on a screen before then because the movie becomes
very true.
boring.
That
And
is true,
if I'm
yeah.
not, I can get through it. And I'm like, that was awesome. So I feel like, and I told Sam this the other day, was creating like a 90s theme park or 80s theme park, but there's some way to tie in, not being like, no phones allowed in this park, because no one likes that.
Yeah.
And obviously some people are like, I want to be able to call people or take photos. Do you think theme parks in the future will eventually flip, or do you feel like there'll be something new? Do you feel like they'll disappear? Like, do you feel like that? Like, do you feel like if you open something like that,
Well, I hope theme parks stick
don't?
around.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I mean,
obviously.
there's always going to be something like a theme park, like
Yeah.
whether it be like virtual, completely like VR or something. I can see that being a thing. But I think there's definitely going to be things like that sticking around in the future. When I feel like when most people think of the future nowadays, everyone thinks like electronics and electricity. So
Yeah.
somehow that's going to be implemented. I don't know what. Maybe we're hooked up to like some like big machine that like injects dopamine into us, like makes us feel as the big drops come in. Like
I've heard people talk about it actually.
like I can see that. Like definitely that could be a very like realistic future to theme parks. But whatever like happens in the future, I want, like, if there is a theme park, I want it to be as authentic as possible.
Yes, and kind of tying back into saying us working together and what I could see in your filmmaking future is saying like, and this is something I completely believe I'll do, is saying, hey, you go, I'm going to give you this much. I'm going to give you money. You're going to, under this kind of, kind of have, it's like the producer, I guess a producer.
Yeah.
But it's having the same like care and love of being like, I'm going to be on set and be talking to the people on set and working with them and saying, hey, Race, you go explore Egypt and we're going to go make a really cool documentary about it. And having that connection, or having like, I feel like I've been meeting a lot of people recently, and you're one of the people I've known for a while that I've wanted to do things in the future with and current. But I feel like more people I'm discovering now, I'm like, if we can just push them to be amazing right now, their future could be so bright.
So
and
bright,
awesome.
yeah.
And I feel like yours is, I mean, no matter what. And I'm always in my head kind of thinking, especially for Sam and I, like we're looking at film school. I mean, like we picked community college, like we could have gone to other schools or could have, but we're like, and maybe this is kind of a hard question for you to answer, especially like on a podcast, but do you, like when you see like people at like a community college or people, and you're of a unique perspective because you're not really all into college. Like you're all in.
I'm there. I'm just not there.
But
mentally.
you're pushing yourself, you're working hard. But like you said, if you could, you would be doing adventure stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like, do you feel like college is too stressed on people now? Like where you 100%. Look, like I don't feel like people really care where, like, peers, not like work level. Like Sam and I in our minds are like, we really, in my mind, I thought the other day, I was like, I don't feel like I'll need a resume for the rest of my life. Like in my head, like maybe that's really arrogant, but I literally was like, I don't think I'll need, like I'm going to be doing my own thing forever. That's what, and I guess that's kind of all over the place. You take that whatever I just said, kind of someone needs to just start talking because I'm going way too hard.
I get what you're saying though, because there's definitely like. Well, I just lost my train of thought.
All right.
Sam, you want to get in there?
Yeah, sure. I think that, like you were saying, everyone has, no matter how deep down, like such high
Everyone.
goals.
I don't think everyone. It's definitely
think
not everyone.
Deep down, no matter even like if they've, well, yeah,
There's some
true.
people that are like, I
Yeah.
don't have.
Like a lot of people, I would say a lot of people do, even if it's like very hidden and they like don't think about it. They have a dream
That's big
that
to
like
them.
that's big to them, and like that they want to do before their life ends, but they don't actually think that they'll be able to do it. And I think, like you were saying, is being able to like help them and like guide them and like make them be able to do that and pursue like their dream and their passion and their goals. I think that
like
would be
enabling it. But
but like helping and guiding them.
like Sam and I will literally talk. We want Race to be happy doing what he's doing, and what can we do to like improve that?
Yeah, no, I think no matter what, like everyone, like even like not just talking about us specifically, but you were talking about how everyone else that you've been meeting recently, if they continue to be as passionate about the things they're doing as they are, or if they could be more passionate, encouraging them to be more passionate and like just helping them, like you help me, I help you guys, then no matter what, in the end, like everyone's gonna benefit from it. So like I know just from like encouraging you guys, like it's benefiting me as well, and it's coming straight back to me. So that's just how.
So you're saying what goes around comes around.
Yeah, and I'm basically using you guys.
What?
Hey,
That's not very kind.
I didn't know that. Just start
Race, you
crying.
better watch it,
What would you
Nature
do,
Boy.
Race? What would you do right now if we just started crying?
If
Yeah.
you started crying,
What would you do, Nature Boy?
I would go
Yeah.
to the bathroom.
Nature Boy, what plant do I have to
What?
take?
Go to the
What?
bathroom.
Why?
I have to go to
And
the
so
bathroom.
we're crying. You're in the bathroom. You come back. Nature Boy, why am I crying? Is it the weather?
No. It's not the weather.
No,
Race is so. We're getting into territory of it's getting late. This has been a long time.
we're starting to get a little delirious.
We're starting to get a little. We don't know where we're going. So finally, just to wrap everything up,
Yeah.
where can they find what you're doing? I mean, we told them it's in the link. What are you up to? What's new on your channel, in your life? What do you want to get out to the people?
Okay. So you can find me at The Human Race on YouTube. I think it's Official Human Race on Instagram. I just started a TikTok, actually. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's nothing on there yet.
Oh.
But I'm just trying to expand my audience. But mainly YouTube. That's where I'm at, The Human Race. And basically, I'm up to more adventuring nowadays. Obviously, it's a little hard with college. So I'm going to be trying my best to upload, but at the same time, it's going to be difficult. But I have a lot planned in the future, so you guys better watch
Future
out
is
for that.
bright.
Make
Future
sure to
is
go,
very bright.
yeah, and make sure to go to my channel, check it out. If you like it, definitely stick around and wait for more content. Make sure you're subscribed. If you aren't into it, then obviously I'm not forcing you to stay. But you
Give
should.
him a little goodbye, Race. Give him a little kiss
All
goodnight.
right, goodbye race cars.
No.